Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things? You're visualizing, you're journaling, you're making vision boards, you're praying, you're saying your affirmations, you're reading the books, you're listening to the podcasts, and yet, 6 months later, your life looks exactly the same. The money isn't there, the relationship isn't there, the business hasn't grown, the opportunities aren't showing up. So then you start wondering, maybe manifestation doesn't work. But what if the problem isn't manifestation? What if the problem is that you're missing the one thing that actually creates change? So today, I want to talk about the real reason people stay stuck in the same place even when they're doing all of the work, and it comes down to something that neuroscience has been showing us for years. Because your life doesn't change when your desires change. Your life changes when your identity changes. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amber. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, business coach, and someone who is obsessed with understanding how our minds work. I love talking about personal development, neuroscience, mindset, faith, and what it actually takes to become the highest version of yourself and to create the life that you want. And one thing I've noticed over and over again in my own life and in the lives of the hundreds of entrepreneurs and women that I've worked with is that people are trying to manifest a life that they are not yet willing to behave like. And that's the part that nobody wants to hear. Because it's easier to buy another journal than it is to become a different person. So here's what neuroscience tells us. Your brain does not change because of intention. Your brain changes because of repetition. Think about that. Most people believe that if they think positively enough, eventually their reality will change. But your brain doesn't care what you wish for. Your brain pays attention to evidence. It pays attention to patterns. It pays attention to what you repeatedly do. So if every day you're writing, I am abundant, I am successful, I am confident, but then every decision in your life that you make comes from fear, your nervous system believes the fear, not the affirmation. If you say you want abundance, but constantly operate from scarcity, your brain strengthens scarcity. If you say you want confidence, but continuously avoid opportunities, your brain strengthens avoidance. Because actions are louder than intentions, always. And what you repeat consistently gets programmed into your brain through neuroplasticity. I think one of the biggest misconceptions around manifestation is that people think it's about attracting. But manifestation is actually about becoming. Think about it. The version of you who has the life you want, makes different decisions, has different habits, has different standards, has different beliefs, and most importantly, that version of you takes different actions. But so many people are waiting to feel ready before they start acting like that version. And that's actually backwards. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action and then confidence is built. You don't become successful, then start showing up consistently. You show up consistently and then success follows. The identity comes after the behavior, not before. And I used to fall into this trap all the time. I had huge goals. I wanted to build businesses. I wanted to speak on stages. I wanted financial freedom. I wanted impact. I would literally sit down and write everything down. I would pray about it. I would think about it constantly. But if I am being honest, my actions weren't always matching my vision. I was still doubting myself, still overthinking, still waiting until I felt qualified, still waiting until I had everything figured out, still waiting for certainty. And here's what I eventually realized. The version of me I wanted to become wasn't waiting. She was moving. She was making decisions. She was taking imperfect action. She wasn't sitting around hoping that her confidence would arrive one day. She was creating confidence through her actions and committing to the promises that she made to herself. And once I started doing that, everything began to change. Not overnight, but consistently. And that's the difference. Let's talk about the science behind this for a second. Your brain is constantly looking for evidence of who you are. Every action you take casts a vote for your identity. If you keep promises to yourself, your brain starts believing you're disciplined. If you show up consistently, your brain starts believing that you are reliable. If you put yourself out there, your brain starts believing that you are confident. Identity is not something you think your way into. It's something you behave your way into. And this is why so many people stay stuck, because they're trying to think themselves into a new life without acting themselves into one. Your brain needs proof, and proof comes from action. So if you want to start manifesting differently, I want you to focus on 3 things. Shift number 1, think like her or him. Ask yourself, how would the version of me who already has this goal think? What would she believe? What would she tolerate? And what wouldn't she tolerate? What stories would she stop telling herself? How would her internal dialogue to herself sound? Because your thoughts matter, but they're only the beginning. Shift number 2, move like her or him. This is where most people stop. They'll think like her, they'll visualize, they'll journal, but they won't move. The future version of you isn't just thinking differently. She's acting differently. She's sending the emails, posting the content, having the difficult conversations with the difficult people, going to the networking events on the weekends instead of going out and partying with her friends. She's applying for the opportunities and putting herself into rooms with high-level leaders, taking the risks, waking up earlier if she has work to get done. So moving before you feel ready is literally key. Shift number 3. Make decisions like her or him. Your future is built by decisions, not dreams. Every single day, you are reinforcing an identity through the choices that you're making. So ask yourself, if I already had the confidence, what would I do? If I already had the business, what would I do? If I already had the relationship, what would I do? And then do that. Not perfectly, just show up and do it consistently. Here's something that I want you to do after this video. Write down one thing that you're trying to manifest right now. It could be anything. Maybe it's a business, a relationship, more money, better health, whatever it is. Now ask yourself, what would the version of me who already has this do today? Not next year, not next month, not next week, today. Then identify one action, just one, and do it before the day is over. Because action creates evidence. Evidence creates belief, and belief creates identity. And identity creates the results. At the end of the day, manifestation isn't magic, it's alignment. It's becoming the person who is capable of creating and sustaining the life that you want. Yes, visualize. Yes, continue meditating on it. Yes, journal and remember to always have faith and pray about it. But don't just stop there, because your life isn't going to change because you imagine something differently. It changes when you become someone different. And that transformation happens through the decisions that you make every single day. If this video helped you, comment below and tell me what you're currently trying to manifest. I'd love to read through all of your comments, and if you enjoy content around neuroscience, mindset, business growth, success psychology, how the brain works, and becoming the highest version of yourself so you can live the life that you dream of and not just continue to dream about it, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.